Welcome to another day of Smokin' with Joe. Today we are going to smoke some meatballs and add them to a spaghetti sauce that I quite like. So stick around to the very end, see how it all turns out, and we'll also be giving you a discount coupon code for some great deals at bradleysmoker.com, so you don't want to miss that. All right, so this is how we're going to do it. So in front of me I have 1 pound of lean ground grass-fed beef. I have a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper. I've got 2/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs, 2/3 of a cup of milk, 1 finely diced onion, and 1 egg. So all I'm going to do is start adding all the ingredients to the bowl here. So if you were to buy these meatballs at the store, I'm sure that they would be under the no-name brand section. There's nothing really special about these meatballs, but they're going to be special once we smoke them. Get all that. And the egg. Okay, so it's kind of mucky. I wear gloves for this just because it's pretty messy. So all I'm going to do is mix everything together really thoroughly. So the mix is quite moist, but that's okay because they're going to be going into the smoker for 2 hours and baking as well. So they're going to dry out considerably in there, but that's okay, and that's kind of what I want because I want that texture in the spaghetti sauce. And they'll soften up again. Anything crispy will soften up in the spaghetti sauce. So these are our meatballs. They're going to go into the smoker just like this. Just get rid of my mucky gloves here. Perfect. So I'm just going to slide these right in, set up the smoker. Simple setup. Okay, so the cook temperature is 290 degrees. The cook time is 2 hours. Smoke time is 2 hours, and I use 6 hickory biscuits. And of course I want the internal temperature of the meatballs to be 165 when I take them out of the smoker, so that'll also be a consideration. Alright, so as the meatballs are smoking and cooking out there in the smoker, I'm going to get the spaghetti sauce ready here so that by the time they're done, they'll just go right into it, and I'll still stew them in here for a couple of minutes after, but it'll be quick. So I start with about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil in the pan, and I add the diced onion. I'm also going to render down 4 cups of sliced mushrooms in about 2 tablespoons of butter. As the onions are just starting to brown, I'll add a couple of sprigs of thyme and a little bit of oregano. Now that the onions are starting to caramelize, I'll add a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. And 1 full can of the tomato paste. Plus about 2/3 of a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. I'll add a 1/2 cup of chopped Kalamata olives to the sauce. And you can see that these are rendering down nicely. Now I like to do this because it adds a lot more flavor to the mushrooms. I'm going to add a little bit of butter, and I'm going to add about a 1/2 head of garlic. Stir it around in the pan here and heat it up and make it nice and aromatic. Being careful not to let the garlic burn. And in goes the mushrooms and the garlic. And I'll add water as necessary. I like doing the garlic that way, just slightly cooked. It goes in at the end, and it tastes really nice. It's not finely cut, it's small chunks, and just gives you a nice little surprise when you have a mouthful of the sauce. So there we go. It's going to bring it to a boil, and then let it sit here and simmer and just let all the flavors infuse. That's nice. Missing a little something though. I think that'll do it. Okay, water's boiling. Time for the spaghetti. All right, so all we have to do now is let the spaghetti become al dente, and the meatballs are almost done. They'll be probably 20 more minutes. Well, the meatballs turned out spectacular. Can't wait to try them. Well, I'm going to get them into the spaghetti sauce as soon as possible here. So just going to let them sit in the spaghetti sauce and infuse a little bit. It's going to be delicious. Spaghetti's almost done. I'll be eating in about 10 minutes. You know, that turned out pretty well. It's a subtle hint of smoke in there. If you want more smoke, smoke the meatballs for a little longer. Let them simmer in the sauce for a little longer. But honestly, just the hint of it is nice. It's just another flavor in the background that kind of ties it all together. I would say that this is a very good sauce with the smoked meatballs. I hope you try it out because I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And as promised, here's the discount coupon code for some great deals over at bradleysmoker.com. Make sure you get over there and check them out. Well, the perfect end to a perfect day. Cheers.